Hello, everybody, and thank you for downloading episode 50 of We Got This with Mark and Hal. A quick reminder to you, if you're enjoying the show, all 50 episodes maybe at this point, please take a second to rate and review us on iTunes. It actually does make a huge difference in getting us new listeners to the show, which would mean the world to us. We might owe you a personal favor when it's over. Don't try to cash it in just yet. You want to hold on to that. Just like a good investment, over time, favors appreciate in value. And now, without any further ado, episode 50 of We Got This with Mark and Hal. Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all. Pancakes, waffles, or French toast?
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcasts should have a theme song. Podcasts should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Good to see you, Hal.
It's good to see you, Mark. We're in the same room again.
And can I tell all of our listeners which room we are in?
I wish you would already.
We are currently in the kitchen of our dear, dear friends, Fred and Annie.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for how long? What, 15 years?
A million. 15
Too
million.
Too many.
Yeah, 50, a million years, it feels like 15.
So we have, introduce yourselves and give your bona fides of breakfast and why you're qualified to talk about breakfast.
You go first,
Because
Tom.
we're talking about breakfast.
Yeah, but the topic is...
We're going to be talking about pancakes versus waffles versus French toast, which we added. Jordan Frontiero suggested this, I think within the first 6 weeks of the podcast existing. So Jordan, thank you for your patience.
Sorry it took a year.
Jordan is starving.
Jordan is starving, but
He's waiting with a stack of pancakes and a stack of waffles going, which one do we eat?
His apartment has scorch marks because he's left the oven on, the range. And I should point out, there is an adorable young child in the room who you may hear.
You may hear.
I'm sure she has opinions about pancakes and waffles.
Oh, yeah.
We call her
does.
age handicapped is what we call her.
Oh,
Not young.
handicapped.
Age handicapped.
That's very PC.
She's 17 months old.
So, before we talk about breakfast, let's talk a little bit about how we know you guys, which is through Second City.
Mm-hmm.
We have all appeared in the Thrilling Adventure Hour in one form or another. Fred, you did the very early incarnation of it.
They very early realized that I was horrible and got rid of me.
You know what? I like to think you moved on to other things, like being in that one movie that I can't remember the name of.
Gone Girl?
Gone Girl.
Or like being in all those movies.
Yes.
That we,
Love and Mercy.
And TV shows all the time.
yeah.
I did a thing.
I guarantee you, listeners, that you have seen Fred Cross on your television if you have ever watched a television.
Yeah, I have. I might have. There's been times where I thought like, hey, I wonder if I've become one of those actors that's like, hey, that guy. That I never know his name. That guy.
That's a great career to have. So
right,
many people
sure.
want to be that guy.
Who needs fame?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You can
Fame
still
or
go to the
money
grocery
or-
store if you're that guy.
As long as I can afford this palatial mansion that our kitchen's in right now.
Yeah, don't mind the echo, folks. It's cavernous in here.
We tried to do it in the Great Hall, but it was too much. The bear rug was scaring
That's
me.
what it was, yeah.
Because it's still alive. You have a
Is
live
it
bear
still
chained to the
alive?
floor. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a really
humane.
terrible idea for a bear rug, by
It's
the way.
humane because we unchain it now and then.
Which is very
and
dangerous
Annie-
with a child.
Oh, that's Millie.
That was Millie in the background. Hi, Millie.
Hi, Millie.
And Annie, of course, many of our listeners will know from the Thrilling Adventure Hour as well.
Yes.
As the Robot Doors, Dorothy Parker Smash, Dorothy Parker Smash being the greatest.
It's
Maybe
pretty
the
fun.
greatest character. from
That's the one I
Thrilling
have
Adventure
the
universe.
puppet of.
That's
Yep.
true.
Adventure Couture Dana.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The original Red Rider.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
for the
Marnie.
history.
Marnie Bennett.
Marnie Bennett.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Amelia Earhart?
I did one time.
I feel like-
it was like the second time.
Uh-huh.
It was Paget and then me and then Autumn and then Autumn kept it.
Oh, I'm locked in.
And I was Agent Abigail Adams.
Yes. That's right. So
And more.
all of which is very pertinent to breakfast because every character must consume breakfast. Are you guys breakfast people? Do you love breakfast?
Yeah. I mean, we eat it if we're up, which is all the time now with the baby. So I guess I could say I am a breakfast expert.
Which one of you makes the breakfast? Do you alternate back and forth? Is it, now, are you guys,
Did you see us both sigh?
are you guys
really big?
cereal breakfast, or are you quick breakfast, or do you go all out?
It depends. I will do quick breakfast cereal. I do cereal. I do grape nuts usually as my go-to just for the morning.
Very healthy.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you do a full bowl of grape nuts? Or do you're like, I have to get the little bowl because these things are.
Well, yeah, you can't do a full bowl. You'll be eating for days. But I'll eat a little bowl with some blueberries.
You'll be
in
doing
there.
more than that for days.
Yeah, pooping. Can I say poop on the radio?
Yes.
This isn't
The radio. Yeah, then I'm good.
The internet radio.
On the internet radio.
The downloadable internet radio.
Can I tell you my favorite way to eat grape nuts? Put them in a little bowl, get a banana, and then just dunk the banana in the grape nuts, and they stick. And then you get a perft crunchy coated banana.
Hey,
Sounds like
that
anarchy
sounds
to me.
great.
It sounds-
No, that sounds great.
That's like the healthy version of those pixie sticks. Like you get a stick that was like chalk, and you lick the stick and you put it in like a sugar powder.
Well, you've got to lick it
and then
before
eat
you
that.
stick it.
You have to. The rap community's made that clear.
I love those things.
I got one once and I didn't realize the package had both a stick and powder. So I ate the stick and I was like, this isn't that good. It's not very sweet at all. And then
no,
I
on its own,
realized
that stick is nothing.
there was sugar and I was so mad at myself.
What
that
were
I
they?
never bought it
Those
again.
weren't called pixie sticks, though. Those were
Like
That was
Dip
fun dips, I think.
fun
Dip.
dips.
Fun dips. Yeah.
Lickamaid.
No, that was like the cheap
Fun
version.
Dip Lickamaid. No, it was the same company, right?
Fun Dip Lickamaid. That sounds right.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Swedish pop band.
Yeah.
Fun Dip
Fun dip,
Lickamaid.
Lickamaid.
Or something that will get you kicked out of a hotel. What'd you do? Lickamaid. Well, let's talk breakfast.
Yes. I think, like, here's the thing. Pancakes and French toast share something in common, which is they're very simple to make. Maybe French toast is the simplest. Then pancakes are a little bit more complex because there are a few more ingredients. And then waffles are the most complex because they require a special instrument to cook them. Like, you can't cook a waffle without a
You
waffle
can't
iron,
just,
right?
You
yeah.
could use a toaster.
Well, if
You're
you,
eating like an
Eggo.
Eggo.
yeah.
We're
which
not
is,
savages.
We were. What was,
I'm going to keep Eggo on the list. I'm not taking Eggo.
no, I'm not either. But wasn't there somebody like
There was. I went into an audition for, it was some kind of frozen waffle something and commercial, and
They asked you like what you had for breakfast.
yeah,
that
they
day.
said, they asked what I had for breakfast. I said, oh, my husband made me waffles. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it was sweet, and somehow came out that it was from frozen. Like it was an egg. She was like, oh, it was frozen. Like,
But wasn't that what the commercial was for?
Yeah. And I was like,
So disdainful of the thing she was
Or-
actually
Yeah.
casting to
or it was
sell.
pancakes or like some, some kind of breakfast something. And she just was like total disgust. And I just said, hey, I have a baby at home. I don't have time to make
Yeah, you don't have
fresh.
time to pull out the iron every time.
We're lucky we have time
Yeah.
to get dressed in the morning, let alone eat some
And
good
surprise, surprise, I did not book that one.
We still don't know why.
No idea.
So we should break down our criteria for
Okay.
how we are going to judge these assorted breakfast things. We go on. I'm gonna, if I may, I think are the factors that are important: ease,
food.
taste, obviously,
Mhm.
versatility, perhaps.
That's good. Yeah.
Sure.
Are there any others that?
I would say just for randomness, plating. How it looks.
That's very good.
I think that's very important of how there's a lot of food that I won't eat because, there's a lot of food you won't eat because of how it looks or feels.
I'm a texture person.
So am I.
Yeah.
You and I are very similar.
There
on
we
that.
go.
You and
Yeah, but
I.
you eat like an 8-year-old.
I'm the Annie in our relationship, Mark. I told you that a long time ago.
How's
Sounds
a
about
texture
right.
person? So, chicken fingers have a nice texture. Fries have a nice
They
texture.
feel great.
Salads. Oh, I am not a fan of that texture. at all.
Something about the texture. I don't know what it is.
I can't help it.
Something about the texture of this broccoli is terrible. You know what has great texture? A grilled cheese.
The mouth feels
That sounds
out of the
Yes.
very, very familiar.
Yes.
That sounds very familiar.
Although the difference is you don't eat sushi, right?
I do not eat sushi. I cannot.
I do eat sushi.
You love it.
But I'm kind of like a cheap sushi eater. I don't go for like sashimi. It has to be the right. If it's too squishy, I can't. Like it
Yeah.
freaks me out.
I agree with you. In college, my cousin came to visit, my older cousin, who I thought was the coolest guy. And he is. He's a super cool guy. Still, he's like a theater professor and also a black belt in like Shotokan karate.
Wow.
Like, so
Nerd.
smart,
If someone calls him a theater nerd, he can take them out.
Yeah, he will beat you up. But he came to visit when I was in Syracuse because his cousin on the other side was a law student, and they went out for sushi. When they got together, that was what they did. They went to all the different sushi places and tried everything. So I'm going to go hang out with them because now I get to be cool with the cool cousin. So I ate like eel and all and every time it was like on Survivor when they do the eating challenges.
Just go scarf it down really quick.
Like I had to show them my tongue. I ate that one. I ate it.
Hey, Fred, do you want you and I to go get a grown-up meal while the two Josh Baskinses here discuss pancakes?
Hey, at least we have a trampoline in our apartments.
Man, I would love a trampoline.
I want a trampoline so bad.
I should also, because I like to set the scene of where we are for today. Fred and Annie, your home is my favorite home to come visit because even before you had a child, your home was the home with all of the toys. And I don't mean like grown-up toys. I mean like toys.
Yeah.
What did I give you when you walked in the door?
You gave me, when I walked in, Fred literally said, oh, hey, Mark, please take a Nerf gun. Like it's a party favor for just showing up.
Well, we're going through KonMari.
That Japanese art of tidying.
Yes.
So
magic art.
we're getting rid of all of our fun stuff. I think you one time,
Not
Mark,
all.
said that our place was like a thrift store.
Did I?
Or a swap meet or something.
The problem is
I didn't mean it in a bad way.
I know, but it was like, hey, guys, wake up. It was a wake-up call for us.
Oh, no.
No, not just you though. Anytime anybody would come over, they would go, you guys have a lot of stuff. And we're like, oh yeah, no, we should probably go through it. And they're like, no, it's awesome because it's a lot of awesome stuff, but still too much stuff.
You don't want it to look like a cool version of Sanford and Sunset.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, let's jump in.
Okay.
Why don't we start with ease?
Oh wait, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Does this matter if it's, are we talking homemade v,
Frozen?
Restaurant?
Oh.
I think we're going to talk both because that's here. You bring up a good point, and I think this is a good place to jump in with ease. Waffles are the most difficult to make from scratch.
Yes.
Of everything, but the easiest because you can buy it, you can microwave it, you can put it in the toaster, you can get it frozen a lot easier. Microwavable pancakes, I know they've tried, and I'm sure there's a version now. Not good. I don't believe they're French toast sticks, but they're really they're just breaded bread.
Both of which we feed to our daughter.
Yeah.
The frozen versions, though, I think if we're talking frozen home breakfast, waffles win hands down in this category.
Absolutely.
In frozen form.
In ease, you're saying.
Just in frozen form, waffles win in all categories, I think. Ease.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all kind of the same level of ease.
Sure.
First of all, who is microwaving frozen waffles? If you have a toaster, you crisp them up. Don't they just become a soggy mess if you microwave them?
If you're in college and you don't have a toaster oven.
But you have an iron, right? Just put an iron on top.
Who are you? Why am I doing a podcast with you again? You monster.
I will say,
That's for clothes.
if you were, here's a what if.
Okay.
If you are in college, and you have had some stuff, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and you have the munchies, you might microwave a waffle and put on some peanut butter and some little bit of honey and some maple syrup and some brown sugar and a little bit of powdered sugar on top of that, and it might be the best thing you've ever had in your life. I'm just saying, as a
I'm pretty
hypothetical.
sure he made me one of those one time.
I like that. So of the frozen ones, frozen pancakes, not great.
No. Always rubbery.
French toast sticks. Okay, not really French toast, not really what we're talking about here.
Absolutely not.
But frozen waffles, this is a plus in the waffles column for ease, that waffles do come in an excellent frozen form.
Yes.
And maintain their traditional, their true sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Waffles will make, and you can use that as bread to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which is delicious, using Eggo waffles as peanut butter and jelly.
Or ice cream sandwiches, actually.
I did that with.
Oh, I've never done that. That sounds good.
Pinterest.
Nice.
Oh, we love Pinterest.
Yes, look up waffles on Pinterest. You'll find a lot of things, probably some of which are naughty.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm sure waffling means something.
Oh, God. Oh,
Everything means something. I'm sure
It does,
waffling
yeah.
is terrible. Don't look up waffling videos. I'm sure it's bad.
Are these, now this is, since I moved to New York, this is a thing that I've noticed. Are Belgian waffles a big thing here? Or is that, I don't know if that was a trend that started, that's kind of started up in New York, or if that's a thing in New York that's not really
Like recently,
elsewhere.
you're saying?
Recently, yeah. But again, I moved there a year and a half ago, so I don't know what's recent and what's not.
I feel like I've always heard of Belgian waffles.
But like a
I
Belgian
grew up
waffle
in
truck. Like there's Belgian waffle trucks and Belgian waffles and fries and like waffles and dingus, I think is the name of one
what
place.
the?
Well, I mean,
I thought dingus was a food.
There's the one truck called Fun de Blickamade. Right? That's the Belgian waffle
That
truck.
when
I
you get
believe.
arrested when you walk in.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there is like of course, there's Roscoe's fried chicken and waffles.
Chicken and
so
waffles.
good,
LA
so good.
institution. There are a couple of different locations. The one in Hollywood, I'm sure we've all been to.
Yeah, on Gower.
And I think that there are food trucks around it as well. But that might be more versatility.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Belgian waffles being the thicker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe we should why don't we go through each one, since we're already talking about the versatility of the waffle. Then we'll go through the same criteria for each food.
Okay. We'll go through each food.
So then versatility, waffles are tough to beat. You can do tons of savory stuff. You can do chicken. It obviously goes with all breakfast meats, as all of them do.
Mhm.
But you bring up ice cream. The first time I had like waffles and ice cream, I almost lost my mind. It was so good. Like, because ice cream cones are basically, the first ice cream cone was a waffle that was turned into a cone. So they're very they're cousins.
Is that? I wonder if. I mean, I don't know if waffle cones are actually made out of the same batter as waffles, but that's certainly.
I feel like
probably
everything is made out of the same batter.
Yeah, that's
like
probably true.
funnel cakes, pancakes, waffles, waffle cones.
Yeah.
They're all sort of the same
battery
batter.
thing.
Waffle
Yeah, okay.
fries, all of the same,
Oh.
all the same stuff.
Do you guys own a waffle iron?
No, we did for a
did.
long time.
Okay.
We didn't
got a
use it
gift from
enough.
somebody that we really appreciated the gift, but it was not the best waffle maker in the world.
Okay.
So it wasn't one of the ones. You know,
Or
the ones
we didn't know how to use it because
the best ones are the ones I think are the ones you find at like the hotel lobbies, the ones that
Oh, the big
the circle
flip
ones that
over
flip it
one.
over, and we didn't
Yeah.
have that. We had like the square thing, which was fine, but
it was
like
just hard to clean, and
Yeah.
that makes if it's too hard to clean, you don't want to go through the effort of making it.
We shouldn't have to clean it too much because it shouldn't stick, right? Ideally,
It shouldn't,
the
but
waffle
even
isn't
with
going to-
like, I think it was supposed to be a non-stick in itself, but even with spray, it still
Right.
got messy, or maybe it was our fault for overfilling it or whatever,
Right.
but it was always a hassle. So it was like, I don't even want to use this anymore because
Yeah.
it's too much work.
That goes back to ease.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. The mixture, I'm guessing, is not terribly difficult. It's probably not.
it's basically
too
the same thing as
different.
pancake mix.
Yeah, maybe a little malt. I think you can malt.
Ooh,
You can have a
malt.
I
malted
don't know.
waffle.
What is
Something-
wait,
I
who
don't
are
know.
you,
Yeah.
fancy Four Seasons
Yeah,
waffleman?
that's right. And come to the mouthfeel party. We're loving it over here. But the mix is probably the same as pancakes, but that's like a waffle iron you have to clean.
Right.
I know for me, are you guys crazy about cleaning dishes? Like if you wash it, then you see a little bit of food on it, then you go back and
Yeah,
wash it
yeah, I
again.
do.
I don't care.
He's like, there's some.
It's been in the dishwasher. It's fine.
Yeah, if it's been through the dishwasher, I'm of the opinion, and usually I'm pretty meticulous, but
Sure.
yeah, if it's been through the dishwasher, I'm like, you know what? This, whatever food spec is still on here,
Is
probably not
clean.
going to harm me.
Yeah, I'm the
Clean is a clean food spec.
I'm the Mark Gagliardi of our relationship.
Oh, look, Annie's the
Yeah.
Hal.
Yeah. Deal.
You say that like that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what? We will talk about this at home.
Fine.
Fred, Fred's the grown-up version of Mark Gagliardi.
So versatility, we agree. The waffle. Has anybody?
Well, are
ever-
we now in our criteria? We're going the waffle for all four
Yes.
criteria. Then we're going to go pancakes for all four.
Yes, yeah. So,
Right.
so are there any other versatility things about waffles that you can think? I know there's dessert, there's breakfast. You can basically have it at any meal.
Well, here's another question. Because the waffle itself is, I mean, this may not count, but you can use a waffle iron to make, like hash browns and stuff. You can use the apparatus to actually do a lot of stuff there. Are we not counting that?
I don't know that we'll count that necessarily because
Yeah,
it's not
'cause
the
it's more
food
about
item
breakfast.
itself.
Right.
Yeah, I guess the going back to ease for waffles, it's really like waffles themselves are easy unless you have a waffle iron that is a pain in the neck to clean. Then
Right.
the waffles
Yeah.
become harder than pancakes because pancakes you just wipe out a pan,
Right.
pretty easy.
Right.
I will also say they're the easiest to eat, especially if you have OCD, because you can put butter in each square and syrup in each square,
Well,
and then
that-
eat it one square at a time. If you're like that, I'm not, but sometimes I am.
Well, that actually, I find that to be I remember when I was younger, and I still struggle with it today. Finding the right amount of coverage
Mm-hmm.
of butter on it, because it'll inevitably get, pooling in some of the holes
Right.
and nothing in some of the other holes.
You got to use semi-melted butter, I think.
Yes.
You can't use like freezing cold a pat of butter.
I think I end up using too much. I mean, I don't know if there's such thing as too much
butter. No.
Okay,
but when you get our age, you have to consider that. So
79.
Let's sidebar for a second and talk on all three. Generally speaking, I know there's a few things that there's powdered sugar and fruit and whatnot. But speaking butter and syrup, are you guys lots of butter, lots of syrup? Are you light? What's your preference on this?
If I'm there was a time, for ease, we would do Eggos like every day. But I would say if we were not doing it every day, as much butter and syrup as possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I want to eat healthy, then I'll eat a salad for breakfast.
You know what? They don't have a very good mouthfeel.
Why isn't that one of the options? Salad, French toast and salad.
not the breakfast salad.
Waffles, pancakes, French toast, and
salad. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have other things for breakfast that are healthy.
I think for a salad, versatility would win.
Yeah, because I've always been and I'm in the minority, I think, no butter, tiny little bit of syrup. That's
really
just for me, yeah.
Huh.
And you're from like Kentucky too, where
Kentucky.
Where are you
How long
from?
have I known you?
Louisville? They're all the same state over there.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Don't know. You're gonna make
California
so
people.
many
I know.
people mad.
To
I know.
whom everything
I know.
is a flyover if it's not California.
In my defense, I've always lived in California.
That's true.
And he's never seen a map.
No.
Or been outside of the state of California. Never traveled. Not allowed.
I don't have a Twitter account either.
Annie, Hal, what do you got? Are you guys butter and syrup?
Butter syrup.
Lots?
Yeah, I'll do butter. Like, seriously, with a waffle, I will do just a little bit in each square because it melts down if it's soft.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do syrup in each square. And then you'll have a round one, so there are valleys. There's like a little crosshatch valley. Syrup in each of the valleys done.
Oh, nice.
But I'm famous for putting way too much syrup. And with pancakes, it continually absorbs it. So you go like, oh, the syrup's gone.
Yeah.
More syrup. I mean, I've been forced by medical conditions to become a vegan.
Yeah.
But in my heyday, in my Studio 54 days, I would go through.
Syrup was your cocaine.
Yeah, I would pour it out.
sugar.
I had a moon with a little syrup going to the nose.
Oh my
and the
gosh.
wall. But yeah, there could not be enough syrup for me.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, that was a sidebar. I was just curious. Back to waffles. What are our other criteria that we've listed?
We've got
Versatility, ease,
taste.
The thing is, I feel like they all kind of taste this. Pancakes and waffles
Essentially,
kind of taste the same.
yeah.
Instead of taste, though, we don't have texture.
Chris,
considering
Chris
these guys.
of the waffle.
Because
items.
all three of them have different textures
That's
of
true.
a certain kind.
That's their primary difference, I think.
So instead of taste, should we go with texture? Because I agree, they do kind of all taste the same.
Yeah.
French toast might taste a little more eggy, I think, but I don't think if you're doing a taste test
yeah,
necessarily.
texture too.
I love the, just because there's so much surface area on a waffle, I think you wind up getting way more crisp, and that is what I love. That's what I'm looking for. That sort of, that sort of crisp to counteract the softness of, the syrup. Yeah.
And how it will inevitably become mushy by the time you get to the last piece.
Yeah.
Not for me. I use barely any syrup.
Right. But I like
right.
that when it gets mushy at the end. I think it's still good.
Yeah.
But I think waffles are one, like a good taste test for all three of these would be if you could put no toppings on it, would you still enjoy the flavor? And I think a really well-made waffle will still taste great even with no toppings on it.
Can I tell you a waffle that is excellent without syrup on it? First of all, waffles of all of these, I think, are the only ones that you can rock savory and really have a satisfying meal. I've had rosemary waffles before that are really good. If you have a waffle iron, before you put the batter in, lay a couple of strips of bacon across it. Then put the batter in. Then make your waffles so you've got bacon in the middle of your waffles. And it is delicious. Cooked bacon. You're not going to cook the bacon with it.
Have you tried that with pancakes or any?
I have
or
not
French
tried it with
toast?
pancakes,
Oh, there's
though.
pigs in a blanket.
We'll talk versatility with pancakes
yeah.
because pancakes do have the ability to add stuff into the batter in the way waffles don't.
Yeah.
That's right.
I do want to say the best waffle topping I've ever had while we're still on waffles. At Duke's, which is a restaurant that has a location in Malibu. There's one down in Huntington Beach, but they're based in Waikiki.
Oh.
The one in Malibu I've been to a bunch. Jennifer introduced me to it. They have a little waffle station where they make little round waffles, and then you can put fruit toppings on them, but they have this Kahlua whipped cream. So it's got like, it's got a sort of a Cool Whip, but looser texture to it. And it tastes like coconut and a little like, it's actually amaretto. It's not Kahlua. So it's amaretto coconut whipped cream. and it's amazing.
That sounds so good.
It's really good. So go to Duke's, wherever you are in the country. Immediately.
Stop what you're doing.
Go right now.
I'm assuming this is Duke Kahanamoku, the
Yes.
surfer, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe that you know who that is. Is that a Lilo and Stitch thing? Is that why you know?
How dare you? I don't think it's a Lilo and Stitch thing.
Did you say the last name right, though?
Kahanamoku, is that it?
You said it. That's the second way you said it just now. You said
No,
it two different ways already.
Kakanakahumo.
Last 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you are from South Carolina.
It's Duke. Listen, don't make me get Duke Coco the Gorilla over here. He will throw a kitten on a surfboard at you.
Yeah.
I believe I'm mixing some things up.
Yeah, Coco. He's all right.
That's the way things are when we're from Georgia. With you, it's easy, Fred. California. I know he's never left the state, people.
There's other parts?
I thought 50 States was a state of mind.
And
That's right.
50 States of Mind, that movie. That's terrible. That's disgusting.
So they explore all the fantasies of the states.
That's a thing that Mike McCafferty actually made, 50 States of Mind. It's a TV show he made.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Please
don't
Shout out to Mike
Shout out to Mike
McCafferty.
McCafferty.
I like Mike McCafferty. I'm a big fan of that guy.
He's a weird guy, but he's awesome.
He's great. You know he may hear this, right?
Oh, yeah.
He knows he's a weird guy.
Hi, Mike.
But a lovely, lovely dude.
Of course, he's fantastic.
I wonder what
I saw
he
him.
likes for
I saw
breakfast.
my sister at sidebar. My sister at Comic-Con. I went to Comic-Con. She said, "Get a picture of you with Jon Snow." And I walked past Mike McCafferty, and he was wearing a T-shirt that just said Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, perfect, Mike. Can I take a picture with you?"
Amazing.
Just ran into each other, sent it to my sister. So what are our other criteria with waffles, or the other criteria we're judging on?
I think the texture, I think we've covered it all.
Great.
Any other things that people want to say about waffles?
I do like that Eggo put out for a while. I don't know if they still have them. They were all attached. It was 4 little waffles.
We might have some in our freezer.
Do you
We
really?
have some in our freezer right
They
now.
are French toast waffles. They're waffles
Yeah, they're
shaped
shaped
like French toast.
little pieces of bread.
But
Yeah.
they're waffles, and they have like they're great for the kids' breakfast
It's
because
like the Victor Victoria of waffles.
you pop them in and then you tear them off, and your breakfast is done. You don't even put butter or syrup on those.
Nah,
I feel like we're sponsored by Eggo for this episode, or people will think that we are.
I hope that
If Waffles comes out on top, they might.
Look, man, Eggo, come on.
all I'm gonna
Send your
say
boys.
Is that their new motto? Eggo.
Come on.
Listen, the McElroy brothers, who mentioned Totino's pizza rolls excessively, had Totino's come to them and say, "We have some advertising budget. We want to sponsor a special episode of the show."
Amazing.
And they did the McElroy family Totino pizza roll hour. So, Eggo, if you want to get on the bandwagon of a rising star of the network, we're not quite the McElroys.
Right.
But we would be happy to plug your product for 45 minutes in a fun, engaging way.
Or Crusteau's Pancakes, which is the freezer pancakes.
No, we're not interested.
You guys want to be better than
interested at all.
Not interested.
While we were talking about the rising stars of the network, maybe the people would like to know who some of those rising stars and already at the top stars of this network are, Hal.
Let's meet those stars.
Andy,
Travis,
there's been a huge event and everybody's gonna die.
it's okay because I'm prepared.
How did you get so prepared, Andy?
Well, I've been listening to this great podcast called Bunker Buddies.
Bunker buddies, you say? Tell me more.
Well, it's a couple of comedians who, they're kind of funny, but whatever. But really, they're aspiring preppers, and they're just starting out to prep like me.
Prepping? That sounds scary.
It can be.
Well, I sure hope they keep it funny.
Well, sometimes. But you know what? They can't all be gems, Travis.
Fair enough. So tune in every Wednesday on MaximumFun.org. Listen to Bunker Buddies. You can check it out on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. Stay safe out there.
There's always hope and cheesecake.
Hello, and welcome to Podphone. What type of podcast are you looking for?
You have chosen funny podcasts about bad movies.
Rated R. May we recommend The Flophouse?
3 friends talk about bad movies and make each other and you laugh.
Rated R. The Flophouse is playing at your ears.
If you download it right now or whenever.
Rated R. To purchase tickets to The Flophouse, you don't need to do that, just download it. The Flophouse, rated R, for nudity, I guess.
And we're back.
Bonjour.
Those guys were awesome.
Weren't they?
Yeah.
Way better than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fans.
Can I be on their thing?
You know what?
Their radio thing?
We do know them.
We'll see. We'll see. They don't listen to us.
Okay.
We'll call them up right now.
Yeah. Now, you said bonjour, Mark.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Oh.
I assume that means we're talking about French
Pancakes. Wait.
toast.
Oh my gosh. That what a great idea. Look,
crepes?
we just call it toast. Stupid.
Let's talk about freedom
Hilarious.
toast.
Freedom toast.
So, I love French toast. French toast was my favorite when I was a kid because I thought my mother made the best version of it.
That I feel like is the big qualifier for French toast.
Mm-hmm.
French toast is so easy to screw up.
Oh, sure.
So if your mom makes excellent French toast, I can see how it could be your number one. But if you're getting French toast that is subpar, boy, does it jump quickly to last place.
I will say-
waffles and pancakes are harder to screw up.
Yeah, I will say French toast has more moving parts in the because you've got it depends on the bread that you have. It depends on your eggs. If the eggs are cold or hot, that actually makes a difference. So there's just a lot of other stuff going on with that.
You have to it has to be submerged in the eggs for long enough, but not too long so that it falls apart in the pan. You don't want it to be too eggy. Then there's the question, do you put milk into the mixture? Do you put sugar and cinnamon in? My mother just did pure eggs and it always
Just
came
egg,
out.
that was it?
It was just enough. I think the biggest mistake people make, and even restaurants do this, they're like, we have French toast. And then they bring you like pan-fried bread.
Yeah.
That, you know what? I've never said anything ill of my mother's cooking. But she would basically get sandwich bread and dunk it in egg and milk and put it in a pan. And it would become this just like
Eggy
thin,
bread.
wet, eggy bread, which I think
that's
never too huge on.
That's what I
feel like
grew
you
up
need
on.
That's not French toast. That's Mississippi toast. I think that's where you're.
Oh my God.
There's still a few more states.
If it's got, if you have possum bacon with it, there's still a few more. You've almost got all of them. But
You'll offend everybody, honey. Don't
Annie
worry.
and I, I guess you and I had the subpar French toast experience as children.
The homemade, yeah.
But good French toast done with like challah bread, like where it's thick and
Challah.
it's bit. I knew that was coming.
I did too.
I couldn't help myself.
I wondered which one of the three of you was going to do it. I knew it wasn't going to be me.
And also
can't
the
do
key
it.
to
No,
French
it's
toast too is put it on a rack before, like after you dunk it in. Don't soak it for too long and don't put it directly into the pan. Got to put it on a rack, let the excess drip out.
Oh.
I've never heard that before. I always put
That
it,
makes
I always
sense.
put it right in the pan and I love it.
I do too.
Oh, I've always put it on a rack to drain it
Well,
out.
if you have if you have a lot of egg there, if you could put it straight in the pan, that would be too eggy. But if you did what you're saying,
Right.
Mark, then that would solve that.
Yeah, but I was basically having matzo brie. Like that's what my mother was making. It was like scrambled eggs with bread in the middle.
Yeah, that's no good. It can't be that loose. But I do like eggier bread.
Mm-hmm.
It has to, because that's what French toast is. There has to
Yeah.
be egg there.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. You're talking about your mother going the other way, and most restaurants, I think, do it wrong because there's a great place out here down by the beach. I can't remember the name of it.
Is it
It
Duke's?
might not even exist.
It's
called Duke's.
Duke
It's in Malibu
coconut.
and Huntington
That's not a
Beach,
thing.
and also Hawaii. No, I forget the name of this place. It's in like Manhattan Beach or something, and they make the best French toast because it's eggier. It's almost like most restaurants are afraid to use eggs because they're a raw ingredient and they're afraid somebody's going to get sick. I don't know what the reasoning is, but I feel like that's the one for ease. I feel like it's better at home than it is
Out at the
than it is
restaurant?
out at
No,
restaurants.
I
by and
disagree.
large.
For me, it's out in a restaurant. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was. I think you and I are saying the same thing in that, based on our experience and our home cooked versions, the restaurant versions were better. And it's not until you guys were talking about it that I realized that I was never really a fan of French toast growing up. And I think because it probably had too much egg. It was, growing up, it was not an option. I saw it on the menu and I'm like, well, I'm not getting that because it's not good.
Yeah, that's that wet bread thing.
Yeah, I don't want
That eggy
wet
wet
bread.
thing.
Yeah, it wasn't until later on in life, and I got, a few good ones. There's this incredible French toast we had at Blue Jam Cafe.
We'll probably talk about that in versatility, I would imagine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so what are we
That was
talking
about that too.
So far, it sounds like we've been dealing with texture and taste.
Yeah, I think for ease, this one might have the highest level of difficulty, not because it requires specialty equipment, which the waffle does. That just makes it less convenient.
Yeah.
But the French toast, there's like so much you can get wrong.
Yeah, there are a lot
Too
of
much,
there are
too
a lot
many
of
eggs,
steps.
not enough eggs. Too much milk, not enough milk, no milk. how long do you dip it?
Cinnamon sugar.
Does it sit on a rack? Cinnamon sugar.
I don't know where you guys landed with. I know you probably had an episode. I don't listen to you guys.
That's fair. We don't listen to you.
I've assumed you've had a Denny's versus Coco's episode. So when you go to Denny's, the French toast is fine. I don't have an issue with it. I just want to throw that out there.
You know what? While we're talking about the restaurant, I feel like this is why I think restaurant French toast is better. Is a restaurant has on hand fresh berries, powdered sugar. And whipped cream.
Because they can do the wholesale stuff. They can get all the stuff that you need that where normally at a home, you'd have to get all those ingredients.
Right, exactly. And I don't readily have all of the things that I don't have a little shaker of powdered sugar just ready to go.
Yeah, but like you have to go to the right restaurant. If you go to IHOP and you want fruit, you want like strawberries on your
French
toast.
Those are like from frozen.
You're gonna get like ectoplasm.
Yeah. Well, their French toast is not great because they're not IHOPed, they're IHOP.
I only wish they were. I only wish.
IHOPed.
Where is the International House of? Well, that's because it's only in France.
Oh yeah,
you can't have it anymore.
That would be the French House of Toast.
Yeah, are you trying to start a war?
I want to go to the IHOP that David Hasselhoff owns.
Welcome to Haashoft.
Hey.
On Haas.
I'll be ready.
An app on your phone?
Oh, it probably should be, if it isn't.
Let me ask you this. What is the best bread for French toast? We mentioned challah.
I'm throwing to you, Fred. Hawaiian bread. Thick Hawaiian bread.
I would say Hawaiian bread's pretty good.
By the way, speaking of bread, Fred just made a delicious, and it is gone from in front of me.
While we were sitting
While
here.
we were on our commercial break, I had some of Fred's delicious blueberry bread.
Which is a metaphor.
Eating it. Oh, what?
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I don't know. What was I saying?
Hawaiian
You were
bread.
talking about...
probably Hawaiian bread, I think. Hawaiian bread, although I would say I also...
King's Hawaiian?
Yeah, like King's Hawaiian, but the problem with that is that it is very soft, and so if you don't handle it just right, it could, fall apart. I'm a huge fan for sourdough bread in any form or any kind of dish. So sourdough bread,
Californian.
which is the only state.
Yes. Northern California specifically. The sourdough capital of California.
That's where I'm from, actually, is from up there.
/US.
Which is the only part of the world that exists, I think.
Absolutely.
Thanks for alienating everyone that listens to our show.
I actually like thick cut white bread. Like Wonder Bread, their slices
that's how you wind up with
thick
that.
enough.
What about like
sort of do it,
the Texas toast thick bread? They've got that. They sell it like Texas toast
slices.
Like
that's good
It needs
too.
to be at least that thick, I think.
Yeah, it has to be thick. I mean, I feel like sourdough is the only one that has a little bit of give on the thickness because
it's sturdy.
It's sturdy. Yeah, that's a great word.
And it's got a little bit of that extra something to it too. That sour.
A little
hint
kick.
Gives it a little fun. I don't know. For me, it's. I'm already. I'll go out and say already. This is coming in third place for me. French toast is coming in third place.
Wow, strong
in my mind. But maybe it's that thing of.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I feel.
I don't get it terribly often. I never look at a menu and go, "Oh, it sounds good, French toast."
Yeah, never.
I will say every time I think of it or have thought of it in the past, and the wonderful and terrible thing of being an adult is you can eat whatever you want. Like when I got to college, I was not allowed to have sugar cereal as a child. So when I got to college, I was like, "Oh, Cookie Crisp and Fruity Pebbles all the time. Thank you very much."
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
We have Cocoa Puffs in our
You're
cabinet.
eating like John Hurd and Catherine O'Hara have taken the other kids and left.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I ate. It's true. I was Kevin McAllister. I was on the Kevin McAllister diet. So even the times where I've really thought, I really want some French toast right now, I just don't do it. I'm like, I gotta get the eggs out. It's just too much. It's too much work.
What about the restaurant?
If I'm out, I'll think about it for breakfast. But that's one, like out at a restaurant, you don't really have to worry about how long something's going to take you to make. But at home, I'm never like, I'm going to whip up some French toast. It just doesn't happen.
I do like the idea of going into a restaurant and being like, you know what? I would have the surf and turf, but at home, this would take a while. So I probably shouldn't put them through that.
So, French toast. So that's French toast.
Did we get all of the criteria?
I think we did. We got
Right.
versatility, texture. What do you have?
Versatility, because you have a thing.
Oh, that's right.
The versatility texture part. The place I mentioned, Blue Gem Cafe, which is a couple locations in SoCal, in the LA County. I don't know. I did this at home for Fred's birthday breakfast this year. It was,
It was cornflake crusted French bread, French toast, which was
I've had that before.
so good.
It's so good. I was surprised I did actually get it right. I think I ended up getting, what kind of bread did I use? Hawaiian bread?
I don't know. It wasn't as good. The
I'll agree, but it was still good. But it was like, it added that, when we went to that restaurant, we always got the French. It was no question. Like, whereas if I go to anywhere else with a bunch of options, which they have a bunch of options, I would not go for the French toast immediately. This place is like, we're getting the French toast, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was really good.
And this is going off the crunch that you were saying earlier with the waffle. This is the place that would solve you, that would cure you of that.
Oh, of my soggy French toast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, really good.
Well, there is stuffed French toast, which is probably, you get cream cheese, fruit,
That's
Yeah,
tempting,
but doesn't stuffed French toast only exist at places like Denny's and IHOP? Like, isn't that like saying, you guys, pizza has cheese in the crust?
No way. Now all of a sudden you're looking down on these places?
No, I love these places, but you can't qualify that stuffed French toast is a thing that's easy to make anywhere.
No,
or that
I'm not saying
it's ubiquitous.
easy.
It's not.
We're talking about versatility.
That's like describing a pizza. It's like, you guys, they make pizza with hot dogs in the crust. And you're like, yeah, one place does as a novelty.
Who makes pizza with hot dog in the crust?
Pizza Hut
of course.
for stoners.
Oh, God. That is the worst.
Yeah.
Worst.
Yeah. And not even like one long hot dog that goes around the
Which
outside
would at least be
like
interesting.
a tire. This is a bunch of teeny hot dogs that poke off like tiny sun rays.
No.
I hate everything that represents.
All right, should we move on to pancakes?
Now let's move on to pancakes. Versatility. Now, well, let's start there since we just talked about things being put in other things. You can certainly stuff a pancake with anything. Banana and walnuts, blueberries, strawberries, apple.
Well, you can't, you
chips.
don't stuff it though.
A person.
You put it in the mixer.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys make pancakes frequently?
Yeah.
We have.
Do you put the stuff in the batter, or do you wait until you've put it in the pan and then add toppings and then flip?
It depends on the topping, but, cause I would always put chocolate chips in the batter, but then I've read since then, on Pinterest, sponsored by, Pinterest this year.
I want
Pinterest and Eggos.
That you should wait till after you flip it, because then that way, or after you see the batter, but right before you flip it, you put the chocolate chips in there.
So it's strong enough to hold them in a certain.
Yeah,
order.
I think if you put the toppings in first, it will all sink to the bottom. So you have to, in order to keep it, either that you have to stir it every time before you put it down.
Yeah, about that. One time I got one of those Bisquick, like quick shake things.
Those big lighters that
those
you
big
throw
lighters
in.
that I used to try to heat a pancake. Didn't work. No, it's a Bisquick. And this, we can get into this a little bit more with ease, but it was one of those things where it's just the powder. You put water in, you shake.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bisquick shake and pour.
Yeah, the shake and pour.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to make some chocolate chip pancakes. So I put chocolate chips in the shake and pour with the water, shook it up. It made the nice rattly noise. And then as I poured out the pancakes, I realized, there are no chocolate chips, not one in any of these. Except for the last one, which had like 9 million chocolate chips.
And you went, well, this pancake is mine.
Yeah.
Here, parents, the rest of these are for you.
Here's a pan-fried fondue disc that I'm making.
Was Bisquick a staple in your homes growing up?
You know what's funny? It was never a staple in my home. It is a staple in our home now because it's so easy for making stuff for the baby.
Because you never have to worry about all the other things that go into the baking powder and all the other.
Yeah, we use it. We just found a recipe on Pinterest of it. You can make. What did we make? Fred made it. Like cheeseburgers or pot pie, or you put them in a muffin tin and you put in your ingredients whichever direction you're going, and then you got a little cup. And that's a great quick food. It's convenient, it's easy, and you can put healthy stuff in there for the kid.
And Bisquick was how we always made pancakes growing up too.
Yes.
Bisquick, it was like Bisquick, an egg, and a little milk, and that was all it took.
Yeah.
Right? And we kind of always had that in the fridge. Here's another little good recipe to toy with. Take the recipe on the back of Nestle chocolate chips, that recipe they have for chocolate chip cookies. Make that recipe, but add a cup of Bisquick. My sister taught me that one for cookies.
Really?
Makes them come up tall like muffin tops. Oh, the best.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, they're really good.
I take the Toll House, like the refrigerated stuff that you get, and I used to put it in muffin tins and just make these like gooey cookie cups that I ate. Again, I'm vegan now, so I can talk about this. This can all be released to the public. But yeah, that I used to just do that. I didn't realize there was a way to actually do it with science.
So let's talk about ease, because we've started to talk about that with the shake and pour, with biscuit. Like pancakes win hands down for ease.
I think so.
Yeah.
For sure.
All you need is a bowl and a spoon, basically, and a hot surface.
Even without it, it's just like a little flour. I think there's a little bit of, maybe there's like a pinch of salt, like whatever it is. It's very easy to mix up and make.
And I'll tell you one thing though, with our pan that we have a really crappy pan, and it's bowed in the middle, and so the pancake all goes to one side or the other. So for us, for that particular instance, pancakes are the hardest thing to make.
Right.
Because waffles you just toast.
Sure, exactly.
As you do. And then French toast is
Have you tried toasting pancakes? Just dump some batter down in there?
Oh, I'm going to now.
Well, there you go. Sorry for ruining your toaster. Have you seen what people are doing with pancakes now? I guess this goes to a versatility thing.
Have you seen what these kids are doing with pancakes nowadays?
Snorting it.
It's kind of a brilliant thing. You can make designs on pancakes. What people will do is they will they'll put them into like a squeeze bottle, like a ketchup bottle, and squirt a little bit of that into a design first. Let that get slightly browner than the rest of the pancake, and then pour the pancake batter on top of it.
Yeah, you have to be an artist to do that or know what you're doing, because there's no way I would be able to make, because they're also doing it backwards.
Right.
And so when they
here's
flip
your Jackson Pollock.
People are also doing a lot of stuff with paint, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go and make like a Renaissance.
It is fun.
Did you hear what you can do with clay now? You can make it look like things.
I would love to. I'm sure that they're on Pinterest, no doubt, are a collection of people who are trying to make like an Iron Man pancake.
Oh, yeah.
Completely failing.
My
cake fails.
My favorite thing is Pinterest fails or craft fails, because it makes me feel so much better about myself and my lack of skills. I wish I were more crafty than
look
I am.
at Fred and Annie and Millie's Halloween costumes this year.
Oh, all right.
Because I think the last time I was over here, you were building an R2-D2 dress.
She does stuff. Oh yeah, it turned out great. But
it turned out amazing.
Even for the Thrilling Adventure Hour, the live show, she would like make a dress the day of.
Yeah.
And she'd go on stage and it wouldn't be finished, but it would look great. And people would be like, that's a great, like all the A-listers would be like, well, that's a great dress. You know, where'd you get that? And, I made it. But then she would never finish it. You never finish it.
Oh yeah.
You didn't
like
need to, because you already told that it was great.
Yeah, exactly. Done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay.
They're unfinished symphonies.
Yeah. You're basically you've got a million of that picture of Washington that's just pencil lines in the corner.
Yeah.
Versatility thing as far as the pancakes. Another thing you can do in line with your thing with the bacon and waffles, I think. You could just pour oblong pancake batter, put down a strip of bacon already cooked into it. So it's like a little bacon bar that's been, yeah. And I've seen that, somewhere on the line, something.
On the line.
On the line. I am 79 years old.
So it looks like it is an oblong, rectangle shaped piece of pancake that has a strip of bacon inside.
Yes.
Oh, Fred. What are you doing to me?
The world is a wonderful place, Mark.
Wow, it really is.
This is what Pinterest is really doing to us. It's making America fatter. They're like, here's what you do. Take some macaroni and cheese, a whole hamburger, chili, a pancake, and some Doritos.
Swirl them up in your pancake mix and fry them on the griddle.
Yeah. I'll see you at the ER.
All right, so what else do we need to cover with pancakes? Like, I feel like pancakes win on ease.
They do.
Texture, there's not much to it.
No.
Even when you add things to it, you can't really do much with the texture of a pancake.
Yeah.
Well, you can get the really thin. Sometimes people cook them thin, like pan cook them, and they have a little crisp on them, like a really good one. But generally, in restaurants, they don't do that. So it's either sometimes they're too cakey. They absorb too much of the syrup. I like a thinner pancake in general, because that's probably because that's what I grew up with. There was always you put butter in the pan, so there's a little like a buttery taste to it. But I don't think you get that as much with restaurant made pancakes. And I've never, certainly since my mother passed away, but long before that, I've never had pancakes like the ones that she made, and they've always been my favorite. So there are different tastes, but it feels like that stuff you get at home rather than, the pancakes at this place are much different than at this place. They're all very similar.
I feel like the out and about, I don't know if this helps any argument, but out at certain restaurants, especially some of them in the LA area, giant pancakes are like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Flapjacks.
Is that what they're
I don't know. I'm just
no.
Pancakes in general are called flapjacks.
That's what they call it in Missouri, where Mark's from.
There we go.
Have we gotten every Southeast?
I think that was it. I think that was the last one. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
except mine actual one.
Arkansas?
No, saving it. There's a place close to us that has giant pancakes, and they do all kinds of. They do
BBs.
Yeah, it's pumpkin pancakes and green tea pancakes, and they really go with the whole batter flavoring, not so much putting things in it as it is. Yeah,
that's kind of fun.
So that's interesting. That's another option, and
just the inflection that you put on that made you seem like a mom who knows that her kid Pancakes is gonna come in last place. Like, so that's interesting. Like,
I'm practicing.
You did okay.
You tried your best.
Every team has a player that has to bunt sometimes.
Somebody has to be the loser.
Oh, honey, they're not burned. We call them smoked. They're mesquite.
Mesquite pancakes?
Pancakes at home, I feel like, are significantly better than pancakes out. For me, just because there's like you mentioned with your mom's pancakes. For me, it was my grandfather's pancakes. There's always someone in the family. Do you guys have that, like, where pancakes become a part of, like?
I have emotional ties to pancakes. I had my parents were when they were divorced, my grandparents would shuttle me back and forth between them. And then there was a lot of times where they would take me out, and pretty much every night they took me out to this nice restaurant. I'd always have pancakes for dinner. And to me, it was like the best thing in the world.
As a kid, you get to have pancakes for dinner.
It was the best. It was the best.
Yeah. I will say, if you're going to start a business, start a pancake house, because the profit margin is insane on a pancake house. To make a giant vat of batter is, I don't know, 45 cents. And then you can sell a plate of pancakes for $8 to $12, which is the reason when we were in North Myrtle Beach. And I also noticed this in Pigeon Forge. There were, in North Myrtle Beach, I think it was 13 pancake houses. And in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, there's over 20.
Can I ask you, for those pancake houses, how many of them are named Uncle Bill's Pancake House?
Probably half. There was one. There were some names that we were like, oh man, or like a family member. There were some names that were like, oh, you probably, the Civil War is long over. We should probably not have these names for our pancake house.
Johnny Reb's Pancake House.
Oh yeah, Rebel Pancakes, Plantation Pancakes.
Oh my God.
Like Mitt Romney's ancestral home.
Yeah.
I don't know there must be a guy, I don't know if there's been a focus study or something, but there is an Uncle Bill's Pancake House everywhere. It can't be like one guy who's the Uncle Bill, like, magnate. Because none of them are I don't think there are two that are owned by the same person.
No, everybody's got an Uncle Bill. Actually, we were going to go eat at a place called Uncle Bill's this morning and get pancakes.
Oh, down in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Always, and there's always a wait. You sit outside for 45 minutes to get something you can make at home.
Yeah, won't do it.
You could have had pancakes 3 times.
Yeah.
We won't do it. That's a whole other thing is the breakfast restaurants, no matter how good they are, we're not gonna
You can make all of that stuff.
Honestly, any restaurant. I don't wait for food.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
I do not wait for food. If there's a line, I say this place is ridiculous. We're going somewhere else.
I mean, we still go to those places, and we're fortunate enough to have a more flexible schedule than the regular 9 to 5.
You get to go on your birthday or Valentine's Day.
Yeah, exactly. Like we get the slot of time where people aren't, clamoring and waiting in line.
Right.
That's you. But if we drive, we're like, oh, this sounds good. We drive by, there's a line. Nope.
Yeah. That's how you avoid the line. You go get lunch every day at 3 and you get dinner every night at 10:59 because they close at 11. They have to serve you.
I've worked too many restaurants. I'll never be that guy.
I know. Me too.
Here's the other thing about pancakes. I think that you can do a lot with the size of a pancake, which is like silver dollar. So people are used to having them very small, or these giant plate sized ones. There was a place in Syracuse when I went to college called Mother's Cupboard, where they had giant plates, and one pancake was the size of a plate. Mm-hmm. So you would go and you would say, I want the pancakes. And the waitress would say, all right, 1 or 2 pancakes. And you'd go, I want 2. and she would literally size you up and go, no, you're going to have one. She would bring you the biggest pancake on like an unfurled round sleeping bag.
Oh my gosh.
That you would eat, and you would go, she was 100% right. I could not have eaten 2 of these. I couldn't have eaten 1 1/3.
Oh my
one
gosh.
was enough.
You know what's funny? It seems like, at least the boys anyways, I'm not sure about you, honey, but it seems like pancakes, there's more emotional ties to the pancakes.
Yeah.
But even though that's not where I'm leaning personally as far as the argument, but I have more stories and more like emotional ties to pancakes in general.
Yeah.
All right.
Have we started to figure out a direction that we may be leaning on this?
Yeah, I think we need to start narrowing in a decision. I think we all agree French toast is out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And French toast was the hanger.
Honorable mention. Yeah, it was a late addition anyway.
It was, yeah. Last minute.
It tried.
Yeah.
It tried.
You know
really
what?
hard.
It did great, and there's always going to be a loser. Somebody's got to lose for somebody to win. I'm working on it, guys.
Yeah.
I got a few more years.
The French toast, you really look like you're having fun out there, which if you don't know, if you do a show and somebody comes up to you afterwards and all they have to say is, it really looked like you were having fun up there, it means they did not like it and did not like you in it.
And don't want to tell you.
I've always wanted to meet a really ugly baby. Just so I can tell the parents, your baby really looks like it's having fun out there. I think that's a really genteel way of saying your baby's ugly.
Speaking of sidebar,
Yes.
Mark and Hal were visitors in the hospital when our daughter was born.
Yes,
they were
True.
one of like 2. Because our friends, the Hinnans, were also, they came a separate day, but it was you guys came at the same time, and you got to hold the baby. It was very sweet.
Millie, to both of us, is forever our niece, and we will defend her till the day we die.
That's right. With everything we have.
I can't wait to see that
Which is
TV show.
Pancakes and Waffles.
Pancakes and waffles.
Sidebar 2, talking about most honorable, whatever, everyone gets an award. How long in Little League T-ball did you hold on to your little trophy?
I still have, I wasn't T-ball.
That was like
everybody
everybody played.
Yeah.
You didn't get anything. Like, well, you didn't win or anything. Just everybody played.
Yeah,
trophy.
I still have my everybody played
That's
soccer
amazing.
trophy. Yeah. From 1985.
I don't know a whole lot about that because my youth soccer team, we were back-to-back championships with me in gold. Not a big deal. I was 5 and 6, and I really contributed a lot in terms of getting rid of the dandelions.
Oh, God.
I did the same thing. The soccer ball would go right past me, and the other team would score so many times because I liked blowing the little doodads off the dandelion.
Sure.
I got yelled at when I was playing softball because I would get so bored on third base that I would just start making a mound
You were
of dirt.
an infielder and you would get bored?
Yeah.
I feel like being an outfielder and
But
getting bored.
it's third base and like kids softball, like
guess
just
that's
a
true,
step above T-ball. Like nobody's making it to
Nobody's
third.
getting to third. All right, we haven't done this in a while. I would like to, for our final thing, because we used to always begin the show with 1, 2, 3 and say it all at once and see where we stand.
Yes.
And then we would go on.
Do we keep going until we all match?
We keep going. We keep going into, because this has to be unanimous. That's the rules on the show. It has to be unanimous.
Well, we did overrule somebody once early on.
Who did we overrule?
Kim Eby.
Oh yeah, because Kim wanted it to be 2.
One person was a holdout and got overruled because we can't be doing an 8-hour podcast.
No, we can't go on forever.
But if I count 1, 2, 3, and then we say it.
Right.
After
I have a hunch that we may all say the same thing.
All right. And so 1, 2, 3, say.
1, 2, 3, say it.
All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Waffles.
Oh, wait.
We only have one pancakes?
It was me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, were you Waffles?
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
I thought, clearly Waffles is the correct answer, Hal.
Listen.
Is the emotional tie though?
Is it the emotional
We were talking
tie?
about that.
Allow me to explain.
I was 100% certain we were all going to say Waffles. Are we going to have to Kim Evie you?
No, I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you
Maybe.
what. I will gladly switch to waffles, but there is a bottle of Aunt Jemima.
She's been playing on you subconsciously the whole time.
The matron saint of
That should have been
breakfast.
Should have been right.
We should have taken
With
that down. Oh, right in the middle.
There she is. She's coming real close.
There she is.
My sweet dear.
Do not microwave.
My sweet dear
You know,
auntie.
it's the same syrup that you put on pancakes and waffles, right?
First of all, my dear aunt. I'm so glad that do-rag's not on your head anymore.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
I'm glad that you
she's
look
got a
like a
beautiful head
confident
of
woman
hair.
of today who can do anything you want. And
She looks like Edie Ellis, I think was her name, our news anchor in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm from.
Oh,
Fred.
Tennessee, of course. You look like a strong, confident woman of today. Sisters are doing it for themselves, and you have a beautiful pancake with a pat of butter.
That's a
and
metaphor.
Some syrup on it. But I want to tell you, and I want to tell all the people of the world,
Oh, this is so sad.
that this pancake better get the F off this bottle and be replaced with the finest of breakfast cakery, the waffle. You can heat it up. It's dropped over. We dropped the bottle.
Checkmate.
Fred just tipped over the syrup like it was the king in a
Checkmate.
game of chess.
You can eat it so many different ways. You can have it with chicken. You can have it for breakfast. You can have it for dessert. You can have waffles all the time. And then one day you'll look like me and your doctor will say no more.
Go vegan.
So
And then you'll eat vegan waffles made of
yeah, vegan
Sticks.
waffles made of sticks. Like a model, like a Wicker Man version of a waffle. I want you to treasure the waffle. And I want you to realize it's Belgium's greatest contribution to the world outside of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Chocolate and beer.
And fun diplicamate.
Yeah.
Please stop licking the meat.
Which all pale in comparison to the number one breakfast food
Sweet
of these
breakfast
three.
food.
Sweet breakfast food. It's the waffle. Asked and answered. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Jordan.
And thank you to our guests, Fred and Annie. Fred Cross, Annie Savage Cross.
You are more than
Annie
welcome.
Savage.
Annie Savage.
I never know what you
Cross.
professionally.
You can be
Did you say?
you can be whoever you want.
You know
just like
what?
Aunt Jemima.
You know what? I'm going to just be whoever you want.
Thank you for being on this episode.
Thank you for having
You.
us.
That's enough. for
And you
us.
know what? It's nice to see you guys.
It's
It's
nice to see you too.
If you are really making that claim that you can be whoever we
No,
want,
okay.
thank you, President Obama, for being on this episode
Yes.
of We Got This.
Well, it's been my
That's,
pleasure.
no, that's not.
terrible
That's a
impression.
horrible.
That's
That's
Bill
a terrible
Clinton.
impression. That's
Probably.
Bill
problem.
Well,
Maybe
mommy.
it's no.
Mommy.
Tell everybody.
That's what Reagan.
Yeah. go on.
Tell everybody where they can find you, where they should follow you, where they can look for or listen for, or to
On
get a hold of you.
Twitter, I am Annie_Savage.
I'm at Fred Cross, and we have a podcast which, by
Right.
the airing of this episode, is most likely going to be up on the lines.
Yeah.
On the
fingers
radio
are
lines.
Actually crossed.
It's called The
And
Baby is
Cross.
Sleeping, and our Twitter account is
Sleeping Baby Pod.
Yes.
And we have a Facebook page, and hopefully we've gotten at least one episode up.
Yes. So go follow at Sleeping Baby Pod, and whether the episode is up or not, you can find out.
Oh, yes.
You'll be alerted when the first episode is live, or if it's live, you'll be able to find it and listen to it right away, which you should.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are two wonderful people, and I know that their marriage is strong and will last forever because I performed their wedding ceremony.
That is very true.
and-
And Mark Aguilera read a poem by Pablo Neruda.
And then
That's
the both of you, along with our thrilling adventure pal, Mark Evan Jackson, sang Daddy's Little Girl for my first dance, or my father-daughter dance
That's
at my
right.
wedding.
We got a lot of bona fides out there so that people know that we are friends.
Yeah.
You guys,
We're like,
it's for
you
real.
guys.
We're not making it up.
We have proof, okay?
We have proven.
I don't care
I'll put
what
up a
TMZ
picture of you guys at my wedding. I don't care.
You can also see me on TV coming up on an episode of Angel from Hell on CBS. I don't know what date or when, but I'm in one of them
What is
eventually.
Angel from Hell?
That's the Jane Lynch show, the comedy where she.
Oh,
I'm guessing she's an angel
From hell.
from hell.
wonderful.
Please, we don't swear on the show. It's HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank you as always. First of all, thank you, Jordan, for the topic. We have lots more to cover, and thank you to everyone who's sending topics in.
Yes.
Please keep them coming on Twitter at We Got This Tweets, or check out the Maximum Fun subreddit.
Yes, you can go to facebook.com/We Got This Podcast or email us at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com. We do read those emails and we do respond, by which I mean I do read those emails and I do respond.
Turns out
even
there's
know.
a thing called email.
Yeah. I don't know if Mark has ever seen it before, but I'll show it to him sometimes. I guarantee you he's really happy you're writing in.
I really am. And thank you, as always, to Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman for our score and our theme song, respectively. And congrats to the win that Mike Furman got for Best Podcast Theme Song.
That's right. Splitsider named him the best podcast theme song of 2015. Woo! And I think he should win this year, too. It should be consecutive. He should be like a reverse Susan Lucci and just keep winning.
Or he could be like Frasier.
Perfect.
And just win every year.
The Frasier of podcast theme song composers. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, to researcher Kate McManus, and graphic designer Uri Kelman. We appreciate all your work all the time, every day.
And thank you, of course, as always, to you, our listeners. We would not do this without you. We could not do this without you. And we will keep the episodes coming as long as you keep listening. So thank you, thank you, thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
And for Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everyone. We got this.
We got this.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.